Alright, got a new layout here. This time I'm trying it from the living room, where I've got my gaming machine. Gaming machine is quite a bit more powerful than my work laptop, where I was trying to do the last code stream from. And what I'm thinking of playing around with tonight is I found the source code to this retro music player called Chipmachine. And what I'm going to try to do with it is, first of all, I've managed to get it to compile under Windows, which is pretty cool. I got a patch into the upstream project to fix a few things that I had trouble with trying to get it to build initially. But I did get it to build. And what's interesting, it's written in C++, and it embeds Lua for a little bit of extensibility. And I know a little bit of Lua, I barely know any C++. So I'm going to kind of rummage around in the guts of this thing and see if I can make it do what I want. And one of the things I want to make it do is report what the current song is, so that when I use it for my stream, I can have that current song information go somewhere in a file, and then a bot in the chat room or a ticker on the screen or something can show what the current song is. So I think that's a simple enough thing to try hacking on. It's going to be interesting because right now I've got a different music player working right now. So what I have right now is this SID player, and that's what I've got in the lower left corner of the screen right now to show like what song I'm listening. It's not very pretty, but it is at least playing the music, which is cool. I'm hoping playing retro tunes on my podcast, or not podcast, retro tunes on my stream will keep the record companies from knocking down my door with a DMCA takedown. But the Chipmachine player is way prettier. I'm just gonna pause and play real quick. Not only is Chipmachine prettier, but it has a really cool interface to a lot of different databases of retro music that basically come up on demand. So they wanted to play the theme to Gods on the Amiga. It's got a neat type ahead search, and I can just pick the song that I want to hear. It'll load it on demand from the internet, from one of, I think, like a dozen different music sources, and start playing it. And it's got a neat little graphical EQ at the bottom. And if I do it right, this little display will look pretty good, I think, in the corner of the stream layout. So, it also has a neat functionality, like you can do, I should not blow into the mic, that sucks. Oh yeah, so like I don't have this song in my favorites. I can add to my favorites with one of the function keys, a little heart shows up, that's cool. And what you can do is search for your favorites playlist. And I've already got a few songs on it. So another thing I might do, along with the now playing functionality I want to add to this, I get the current song in a text file. I also want to shuffle the favorites playlist, because right now it will only play favorites in order. And I'd like to use my favorites playlist, you know, for favorites that I play on the stream, but I don't want to play the exact same list over and over again. And I saw someone on the main project had offered a pull request to do this, but it doesn't seem to be working. So So I'm going to take their pull request and see, and also the pull request came from like 2 years ago. So I'm going to take a look at their pull request and see if I can add favorites shuffle. So, 2 goals for poking at this tonight. Get the current song output into a text file, and see if I can shuffle the favorites playlist. This should be interesting because I don't remember much C++, and I just barely got this project to compile. So, fun! Alright. So, I can jump into my editor here. I already have a few things open. I'll clear out my decks here. What's interesting, this program has a pretty nice layout. Like, it looks like it's pretty extensible, pretty easy to add commands. In fact, the command I got from a pull request on the repo is favorite shuffle. And this little bit of code here, C++. I haven't done C++ in a long time, and this looks not too bad. This almost looks like something I might do in JavaScript. But I'm trying to add a command to shuffle the favorites. Now they've got a bunch of other shuffles right now, like I can shuffle by creator? If I remember what that command is. Oh, there's a help screen. So there's a whole list of commands. Looks pretty extensible. You can add commands, you can add hotkeys. It's not very GUI friendly, but that's alright, because I just want to kind of alt-tab over to it, throw a hotkey at it, and have it change songs. So let's see. One of them is Composer Shuffle, so if I want everything by Rob Hubbard, I can hit that command, or I can hit Control-C. Well, that's not quite right. I wanted a composer shuffle. That's not the right composer. Oh, I see. Let's jump to a Rob Hubbard song, if I got Rob Hubbard here. That's Rob Hubbard's song. Composer shuffle. Huh. There we go. So now the next few songs are all going to be by Rob Hubbard. The other thing you can do with shuffle looks like format shuffle, so I could get like all the Commodore 64 songs. You can of course random shuffle through all, I think there's like 250 or 300,000 songs this thing has access to. Collection shuffle. If a bunch of these songs come from, say, the high voltage collection for Commodore 64, go through all those. So if we do a format shuffle, what comes up next? That's more Commodore 64 SID music. That's pretty cool. I think hundreds of thousands of songs should keep me in music for a while on this thing. Who else might I want to play? Galway. I gotta find some better playlists too. Like Arkanoid rules. Actually, the better one I think has alternate drums. Yeah, alternate drums. This is actually a pretty badass chiptune. Okay. I don't know, you probably were not able to see anything I was just doing with that because I don't have my scene switcher working yet. Yeah, I see what I did wrong. I'm doing a little bit of kind of meta hacking on the stream here. I'm working on a tool for the stream while also working on my stream, and it's just gonna get all kinds of messy. How about that? There you go. So you should be able to see the thing now, so you don't get that tunnel effect. Yeah, so some of the things I probably did not show just now. This thing has 3 different screens. There's the main player here, there's the search view, and then there's help commands, like a list of all the commands you can do. And tying this back to the code, what's cool is all the commands are defined in this Chipmachine commands.cpp. And it's pretty nicely laid out, so just kind of doing as the Romans do, I can look at what this code looks like, even though I don't really remember much C++, and I can add some new stuff in there. Unfortunately, what I've got so far for a shuffle command does not work. So I may bang my head on that some more, or I may change gears and try my other thing that I want to do, which is to write a file, the disk, with the current name of the song. And this thing is interesting. It's got a SQLite database behind it, and so when it does searches for songs... Oh hey, Destroyer3567, I just saw you followed, thanks for the follow. It's got a SQLite database behind it with all the songs in it, so when you do those searches, it actually puts together SQL queries. Which file that's in. But it puts together SQL queries, and maybe it's under music database. The files are also kind of obviously named. Yeah, so there's a SQLite table behind this thing that's got collections and songs, and when you do the type ahead search... Oh hey, Acrontic Prime, nice to see you. Thanks for the follow. So when you type ahead, oh, where is that code? I was just looking at it. Is this it? No, not parse standard, init database. Yeah, here it is. Anyway. That's kind of cool. Get song info. Yeah, one of these lets you, it looks through that SQL database behind things. And it could come up with all these chip tunes, which is pretty cool. So I'm just kind of exploring this thing. But yeah, so this is what I have for trying to get the favorites playlist and shuffle it, and it compiles, so it's not a syntax error, but I'm obviously not getting how the APIs behind this player work yet. Thought this might do it, but the problem is every time I get this list from a playlist, it comes up with 0 songs, so that sucks. I obviously don't know what I'm doing there yet. So what I should be able to do is I can either hit Control-G or hit Favorite Shuffle. This is what it does right now. No songs over here coming up next. And in my terminal window, I've got a bunch of output, logging output coming from the program for debugging, and you can see there's like nothing that's come out of that list. Whereas if I pick a different list, if I actually pick my favorites playlist, normally it's gonna say the log in the background is gonna spew all these songs out of there. Now what's gonna kinda suck is as I play with this, I'm gonna have to screw with the music. So since I'm playing with the music player for my stream's gonna have music and not music as I play with it. Alright. What did we do? I'm digging around in here. Let's see. I think this method here should be the thing that gets the songs in a playlist. Seems pretty obvious. Music database, get the instance of it, get a playlist. It's not doing that though. Or at least not as far as I can tell. And what I think it is I'm looking for the wrong path. So I don't know, let's see. Music player, music database. I think that's a music database. I can look for get playlist. That's where the method is defined. Okay, so this is interesting. What I'm guessing is happening here is that when this program starts up, there's a list of playlists that gets loaded up. That seems pretty obvious. I think I'm gonna kill my music player now and switch to my backup, because I'm gonna have to start recompiling this again soon. Alright, let's see if we're now Chipmachine. Take us back to the other player. What else we got? Oh, this is a pretty cool song. Okay. Cool. So one of the things I can do is I want to find... Where does this come in? I know enough C++ to look at the headers. Where are playlists defined? So there's a vector. It's kind of like an array of playlist type, playlist. Where does that get initialized? I'm just trying to figure out where are the playlists loaded in. So you know what, I don't think I like this version of this song as much. Where'd my playlist go? I lost the playlist. Alright, now it's onto the good part, never mind. Okay, so I need to figure out where the playlists are initialized, so then I can at least try to see what's in that vector. So I'm seeing lots of things using the playlist, but I don't see what's initializing them. Oh wait, no, actually, I think I just found it. Okay. Init from Lua. Okay. Oh, so this is interesting. So this is a spot where... So most of this is in C++. Part of this music player lets you customize it with Lua, which is a scripting language, which is scripts you can edit without having to rebuild and recompile the software. So I wonder what calls init from Lua. Alright, so here I get to use one of my favorite Unix commands, which is find. Now, a lot of people will just do this from within their favorite IDE, but I've been using Unix shells for forever, so my muscle memory is here. So there I search over all the source code, and I see where does init from Lua come up. I can see some calls to init from Lua. Okay, there. So there's probably where I want to look. I think. Well, that's init from Lua async, which is a different method. Yeah, it's a different method. Okay. So yeah, so it looks like this is called from the main function. Well, what's going on here actually? Who calls this? Chiplib. What is chiplib? Okay, so that's a database init. Who calls database init? So this is kind of like a scavenger hunt to see who calls what from where. Who calls... and I misspelled database. Who calls database init? Nobody calls database init. Now that's weird. Maybe that's... this is chiplib. Maybe that's not my main program. Alright, let's jump out of that. So again, I'm trying to figure out how do the playlists get loaded from disk, so then I can see, maybe get a better handle on what's in the playlists. Well, okay. So this init async thing might be a thing I want to look at. Okay, well then who calls init from Lua async? Init from Lua async is called... Alright, so init from is so kind of the main entry point for this whole thing is chipmachine.cpp. I figured that much out at least. So it from Lua a oh whoop, I just lost it because I misspelled it. It from Lua async. Okay, so where am I? Chipmachine. Okay, so I know enough to remember in C++ that this is the constructor for the Chipmachine class. And yeah, so there's some interesting things here. When this thing starts up, there's a whole directory of Lua stuff here. I'm gonna load this init script, and it does some interesting things, like it defines a few handlers. I don't know what they do yet. It also has a neat list of all the databases I'm gonna search for. But yeah, so this is cool. This is a list of all the music sources that Chipmachine understands. And it actually fetches these live from the web, so that's really cool. And then screen.lua I have played with before, and I'll play with it some more probably later. Screen.lua lets you customize the size and look and feel and layout of all the text, which is going to get important for when I use it more often as a streaming tool, because I can customize its appearance. So I guess that was a sidebar. I don't really need to look at that right now for my playlists goal. Okay, so scrolling down, I found the bit that initializes playlists right here. Okay. Or no, that's the music database. Okay. Okay, so the music database is initialized here. And as part of its initializing, it loads up playlists. Alright. Got that. So what it does, looks for its playlist path. I'm assuming... Alright, so I can look at this real quick. What's interesting is it stores all of its other files on disk for you. Hop into desktop real quick. So under my home directory, it's got two directories it creates. There's a .cache and a .config, and there's a Chipmachine in both of these. Under .config is my favorites playlist. And that's pretty cool because it is just a text file listing, oh, that's horrible formatting. It's a text file listing each of my favorites in a certain format favored by Chipmachine. This is kind of, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is kind of a cool format. It's got what collection the song came from, and then a path within that collection to find it. So some of these are coming from the high voltage collection of Commodore 64 music. Some of these are coming from Modland, which is a bunch of Amiga mods. So that's what the playlist format looks like. And then kind of another cool aside, over here in the cache directory is where Chipmachine actually stores everything it downloads. So there's like a 45 megabyte database file here that's SQLite format. I forget what index.dat is, I gotta look at that next. Under web files, this is kind of a local cache of everything it downloads off the internet. So whenever it downloads a song, it sticks it there. That's cool. And I got a cat incoming. Might see a cat tail on the stream in it. Alright, so I know where it finds the playlists. It's this config directory under my home directory in Windows. And long story short, that config directory is the path it gets from environment configure. So it gives a playlist. And this path, oh yeah, it's a debug log statement. I think I might just get rid of that because I already know what that is. Creates the playlist path directory on first run if it's not there already. Alright, and then the next thing, directory iterator. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna guess, or I haven't seen that before, but I'm gonna guess it's just gonna grab a listing of that directory. And place back, I'm gonna guess, is the C++ vector method for throwing an element onto the back of the list. JavaScript, that might be append. And I see it's looking to see if it found my favorites playlist, which of course is the one and only playlist in there right now. I don't actually know if this thing has multiple playlist support. The only playlist I've ever seen it use so far is favorites. So maybe this is kind of like doing the groundwork for when there's multiple playlists you can save. Huh, interesting. So okay, so it finds favorites. You know what I want to do here? I think. So, yeah, maybe I will re-add that. So I want to know when it's iterating this directory, and it pushes stuff onto the playlists list. What are those? Okay, so tempted to go through the whole process of how I got the project to build, but I'm going to skip that for right now. And I've got it down pretty quick. Apparently it uses this build system called Ninja. You know, like a ninja. And I've never heard of that before. Another C++ thing, I think. But easy enough, I got it working. So I got this little command in my shell now where I can build it and run it all in one go. While that's going, I'm going to switch to the next song. Actually, you know what song I need? As soon as this thing runs, maybe I'll pick the next song. Yeah, there's our Arkanoid again. Nice. So it's going to start up in a second here, I think. Building a C++ program is a lot slower than building a web app. That's probably a reason why I don't do a whole lot of it. But I got an itch I want to scratch, so starting to play with this source code. While that's building, what else can I look at? Again, what I'm trying to do is figure out how to get to the contents of a playlist, because I want to pull it up in this favorite shuffle command. I want to get my favorites playlist, pull it up in this shuffle command, get that list, shuffle that list, then add that set of songs shuffled to the current playing queue. So I know where playlists get loaded, but I want to know how do I get one of those loaded playlists, and I thought it would be get playlist, and current playlist name is favorites, but that doesn't seem to be working. So I'm going to kind of root around a little more in the data structures of this program to see if I can figure out what's going on with it. If it'll ever compile and build for me. Oh, there it goes, it's starting up. Alright, so I just compiled it again, I just started it up again. What I can see here is all the log messages it spewed out when it started up. And one of these is mine. Ah, there it is. Okay, so here in music database line 1193, which, yep, sure enough, line 1193 is indeed my command. So I hop back into that shell. Okay. So this apparently is the string that the directory iterator is coming up with. Excuse me. So, okay. So that's the list of playlists. It just does a directory search and puts in full file names, file paths. What do we do with that? So why did I want this again? List of playlists. Playlists. The variable. Ah. Wait. What? Oh, never mind. So I know how the value of playlists gets initialized. Now, I wonder... I'm gonna try something else kind of dumb. Sometimes it helps to just kind of get random output out of this stuff. Maybe I'm just asking for the wrong thing when I say get playlist. I thought I could just say favorites, but maybe I have to say all of this. Not just the word favorites, but the entire path. What if I do this? So playlists is... what is that again? Music database, musicdatabase.h. Playlist. Find here, it's a vector of playlist. But what is type playlist? I thought it was going to be a vector of strings. Unless a playlist type is also a file type. Kind of confusing me. Oh, maybe it's just that the string representation when it goes into the log macro here is as a string. Well, shoot. Who defines this type playlist? Ah, playlist is a struct. Interesting. But this could be a thing that I don't remember / get about C++. There's a constructor here. You know, I'm gonna try something else. Because I want to see when this happens. Let's try this. So I want to see when the playlist constructor gets called, and I want to see what it receives when it gets called. Yeah, and for the heck of it, I'm gonna hook into this too and see what's coming out of the playlist when it loads. Goodbye for now, let's restart the build. I should really hook this up to a file watcher. You kind of take those for granted in web dev. The other thing that's kind of cruddy about SID play is that unless I'm missing something from how it's configured, SID play doesn't know the lengths of songs. Which is weird, but they are like emulated chiptune. So if I don't tell it manually to play the next song, it'll sit there on one song for like a half hour. Try this one. Yeah, this is a good song. And of course the thing that sucks about it just staying on one song for forever is that if I'm focused on coding, there's just going to be one song that gets drilled into my brain, which is not super great. Alright. It's building again. Ooh, I got 13 things to build this time. That's less fun. Yeah, it's probably because... Oh, I see why it is. Building so many things because I touched a header file. And that header file is probably included in a bunch of places, so all those places, including that header file now, probably have to rebuild. But alright. Well, it's almost there. 11 out of 13 ain't bad. I'm confused. This is a thing that I don't quite understand. So there is no like automatic. Huh. Yeah, there's things I don't remember / understand about C++ at this point. I don't know what the syntax does yet. I could Google it, I guess, but I'm just going to kind of stumble around and keep poking at / breaking code until I learn what it's doing. It's alright. Looks like it's almost compiled. It's I gotta get it to stop building so much stuff. Alright, we're back in business. Aha! Okay, cool. So the log statements I just threw in caused it to vomit more information. And that's always a fun way to do things, because you can see what things are doing by spying on them. Okay. Kind of like what I thought. So so I don't understand why it's doing this, but I think it might be some C++ magic. So the music database finds my playlist and constructs a playlist, and the playlist constructor is what opens the playlist file and reads in all the lines. See, that's the interesting thing, is I'm looking at this and I don't see where it actually constructs. You know what I'm probably missing? And I'm sure it's a forehead slappy C++ thing. This is using templates. C++ templates. I guess here's the thing I'll Google real quick. C++ vector templates constructor. This probably won't tell me what I need to know, but that's probably too generic. Anyway, what my guess right now is going to be is that since playlists is a vector of templated type playlist, I'm gonna guess that when mplace back is called, oh, where is it? Oh, that's the wrong file. Vector playlist. So since this is the type vector playlist, when mplace back is called with a file type, I'm guessing that this kind of magical syntax here means when the vector sees a file system path type, it'll automatically call the playlist constructor. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just guess that. Actually, I'm gonna Google it real quick. Let's see. C++ standard vector M place back. You know, I have not done much C++ since probably the 90s. I should probably do more. I want to open this too. This is the extended remix of this song. Okay, so oh! Well, there it is right there. Construct and insert element at end. No duh. Sweet, okay, so that is some C++ magic. So, I get a file path. The program does the mplace and back. That goes through the constructor, which loads up the thing. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so I think I understand how playlists are loaded now. Cool. So a music database initializes, gets the list to my playlists. It iterates through the directory of playlists. Currently there's only one in there. It's called favorites. The call to mplace back, or in JavaScript I think or Python, either one you call append. Mplace back puts the thing at the back of the vector, the back of the list, and in doing so, with a file path, it magically calls the playlist constructor. Cool. So, playlists is full of playlists, not strings. Okay. Now I know what the contents of that looks like. Knowing what the contents of that looks like, now I'll circle back around to what am I looking for when I say get playlist? Get playlist. Aha! Oh. Oh. Okay. So this isn't like a dictionary or a hash. It's gonna look this right here. Oops. Is gonna look through the vector of playlists and compare names. Let me I think I know what's going on, but just to be sure, I'm gonna make it vomit more information. Get playlist inner loop. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. And the first that will be pl.name. Second that will be plist. Sweet. Okay. Let's go back to our shell. Start another build. While that's going, I'm gonna search for another song. It's a lot harder to search for songs in SID Player. I like how Chipmachine works, which hopefully I'll show a little bit more of in a minute, because what's really cool about it is you can just kind of start randomly typing the name of a song or an artist at it, and it does all the SQL queries to find it for you, which is cool because you can just kind of like half remember the name of a song and it'll probably find it. So what else are we looking for? It's still compiling. At least it's only got 4 objects to build this. Alright, we're under music. Games? I think so. You can't see any of this because I'm doing this off screen while this thing's compiling. But what I'm looking for is if I have it. Huh. Pretty sure I have it. I'm just Not sure what it's listed under, because I downloaded all of the High Voltage C64 collection. Oh, almost got things linked. Huh. Not there. Okay, well here it's starting up. This is not the song I want. How about we do this? Let's pause this and next thing I'm gonna do to the 4. Get the tunnel effect again as I'm screwed with the stream. Okay. Get rid of that. That's probably killing my bandwidth. Alright, so I'm gonna look for Last Ninja. The Last Ninja. Last Ninja 3. Yeah, there we go. This one is pretty cool. If it'll load it. There we go. There was a band called Mind in a Box that did a really cool synth pop cover of this, like with full instruments and tracking and all that stuff, but I think the original is pretty awesome. Alright, so and I'm probably going to kill this in a second, just because I want to do more hacking on it. Alright, so, oh, that's interesting. So the log messages I'm looking for are right here. And looking at the function in my favorite shuffle command, I'm passing in just the word favorites. Or favorites, yeah. But it's comparing against the full path. That's interesting. That seems like a bug though. Let's see. Bring that back. Because I would want the name of the playlist to be just the file name, not the full path name. Why is it using the file name? While I'm in this function, I might as well take out my log messages. Well, then I can clean them up later. You know, actually it doesn't really matter. So, okay, so what I'm looking for... Alright, well, here, I'm just going to hack this real quick. If this is literally what it's looking for... Now I can't ship with this because it's actually... Like, I'm going to hard code my computer's path. I don't like it, but let's see if it will actually work. And then I can hack back from there to see how to get the more generic name. No, that's not what I wanted to put in there. Oh, I never copied it. Here, copy that. There we go. Okay, that's ugly. That's real ugly. Oh. Yeah, double slashes. Okay. Is that what I want? That is not at all what I want. How about that? No, that's not what I want either. How about that? There we go. Yeah. So I want to escape those backslashes. Alright, well, let's see if that gives me my faves. Let's, unfortunately, kill the music player for now. Try jumping in with another one. That's a cool song. Yeah, let's go with this one. Alright. Gonna build it again. What can I do that's amusing in the meantime? The rebuilds. Yeah, so I think that's my problem, is I'm trying to find a playlist by name. See, this is why I'm confused. So, the playlist constructor... you know what, actually this song's kind of annoying. I don't like that little high pitch thing. This is a cool song for now. Okay, so there's both a name and a file name. Why is the name the full path? File name could be the full path. I want to make some more log changes. It's rebuilding though. While it's rebuilding, I'm going to throw some more log messages in for the next rebuild I do. Okay. Init from since that's what I've been screwing with. This is a pretty cool song too. So I'm getting file and place back playlist. Somewhere I iterate through playlists. Yeah, how about we do this? I'm still learning the syntax of this crap. Oh, soup's done. Okay, Chipmachine is back. Loaded. Alright. Let's pause SID player and let's try shuffling favorites. Well, look what happened. I do believe that my favorites have been shuffled. Try that again. Favorite shuffle. See a lot of log messages. Oh. That just alphabetize them? Okay, no. Okay, I just had to shuffle it a few times. But cool. Actually, I think I did just accomplish one of my goals for the night, which is to get shuffle to work for favorites. Sweet. So then, I guess, well, I accomplished the goal, but it's a hack. So what I need to do now to make it cleaner, and maybe something I can actually submit upstream to the original author, is I need to get this hard-coded path out of here. And or fix the bug that makes me have to do that. Well, let's do this. I can actually just steal this right here, one step at a time. I don't know what auto means, but it seems like it does the right thing for the type. And also, string concatenation with a division symbol. That's weird. Maybe it's not weird for C++ people. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do here. Playlist. Oh, maybe it's not string concatenation. Maybe it's a path concatenation, which I guess in that case the division symbol makes sense because it's path. Okay. Playlist path. Yeah, that's probably an overloaded thingy from the file system thing. Now I could put the words favorites in here, but there's also another string defined and floating around that's current playlist name. Is that what I'm looking for? No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, current playlist name is a thing. Yeah. So that's how favorites are added and removed. Current playlist name, okay. I think I might be onto something. Alright, so I get the playlist path, I get the current playlist name. Let's see if that gets me something a little cleaner. You know, the other thing I'm going to do too, let's see. I want to see what's the result of what I just did here. Because I'm kind of fumbling through the dark with this C++ stuff, but I think I'm doing alright so far. It compiles and it seems to do things I want to do. That's 90% of my hacking some days. Alright, I killed the music. Oh, I need to get a backup mod player too. I don't like this one as much as... Yeah, I think this one is more badass. We'll see. Oh no! Syntax error. Okay. No known conversion. Oh, okay. You know what it is I think it just... path. Can I get the path as string? Yes, I can. Okay, so let's do this. %of what I do here is just look at existing code to get the general idea of how things are accomplished. And so I guess if I ever have another job interview, I could be like, oh yeah, sure, I know C++. Give me a big pile of it to look at first, and I'll remember how to do it. Ooh, okay, so I've been streaming for a little over an hour so far. That went by fast. Ah, another syntax error. What did I break now? No known conversion for init. You jerk. Oh! I need to do the same thing here. Let's do this. Yeah, we need a string. We need a string. I guess I can do this. Let's try that. What do you think now? Pretty ugly. But I guess if I keep looking around, I can see what clean looks like elsewhere in the program and try to follow suit. I'm going to fidget with my music program a little more. What else we got? Ocean Loader, Yeah, let's do this one for a little while. I basically got in my backup player, I've got a playlist of Rob Hubbard and Martin Galloway songs. And they're both pretty legendary in the Commodore 64. Building, building, building. So, okay. Assuming I decide this is good enough to call done soon, the second half of what I want to try to get done is to have Chipmachine output a text file every time it plays a song. Maybe a JSON file. Text file probably, because it'll be easy enough to parse and I don't need to get into constructing JSON. Anyway, I want... Okay, here we go. Now, if I hit Control G, it should shuffle. But first, so I don't have multiple music skills. Shuffle. Oh, you know, it worked. Worked! Nice. Awesome. So, when I hit shuffle, all the way back up here in the log, yeah, okay. Alright, that seemed to work. So let me look at my code again, see about cleaning it up a little bit. First thing, I'm going to take out some more of my log messages, because now it's working. And actually, do I need to... Yeah, okay. So this standard library random shuffle thing, shuffle the array. Now one thing I'd like to do to make this a little less oogly, if I do... Then I can just do this, so... I'm just kind of cleaning things up a little bit. I should find a good, like, auto formatter for C++. I've got Prettier for JavaScript. There's Rust format for Rust. I'm sure there's got to be one for C++. I guess if I hack out this thing some more, I'll get into that. Okay, so this looks pretty clean for now. How about right now I take this stuff and roll it up into a git commit. Sorry, music player. I should probably start another shell for all this. How much have I screwed with so far? The problem with what I've been doing is that I have spewed debug statements all over the place. Where all have I spewed them? Maybe I'll be surprised and won't be in that many places. C-lang format? Oh hey, Andrew Burka. Actually, yeah, I should look into that. I am sadly ignorant on C++ and I'm just stumbling through this, so I should definitely look into that. I knew there was something like that. Yeah, so I sprinkled crap all over the place. Let's get rid of some of that crap before I actually make a commit. So the first change I made... Ooh, there's some indentation problems here too. Tabs and spaces and all that. Some of this I got from someone else's commit, and it was from 2 years ago, so it stopped working. Oh, it's pretty clean after that. I don't know what I did here in Music Database. I think there was, it was not finding my playlist. I'll leave that. Let's take that out right now. If I submit it to the upstream, the original author could tell me to go take a hike and why. I don't remember. I think I had to do this to make it work though. Let's find and delete code in Git because usually you can bring it back just by looking at a previous commit. Let's see. From Lua, that's another place where I screwed around. Wait, this is the wrong file. I am in the header. So this is line 733. Where am I? I'm in the wrong file again. No, music, not music player, music database. Line 733. Isn't it? Try it again. Yeah. 1182, okay. I was looking at the wrong thing, this is what I'm looking at. 1182 is where some more of my junk is. Where am I? In the right file, music database, auto playlist path. I want to clean up some things, like I added a few lines in here so I could better understand the code. They don't need to be there. Also around 1327, which of course has changed since I just changed lines around, but I think I can see, yeah, get rid of these debug log lines. Now I can look into music database .h. Around line 207 is a couple more of my logging statements. I'm just gonna yank those out. What else we got? Alright, so this one came with the original commit, which I think is initializing the pseudo-random number generator with the current time. So that means we get a different sequence of shuffles every time the program starts up, ideally. Alright, so now what does my commit look like? Quick look through, it looks pretty clean, it's actually pretty simple. So here's my code, adding the, oh, there's still a weird formatting thing going on there. Yeah, tabs and spaces. I do not like tabs. You know, it's the worst. You can like tabs if you want, you can like spaces if you want. I personally will fight you over tabs, but what we should both be united to fight against is tabs and spaces. Same file. Alright, that's better. So, added a new command to the program. Favorite shuffle. It gets the path to the playlist, which turns out to be the argument expected by get playlist. That gives it the list of songs from the playlist. We shuffle it. We clear the current queue of songs to play. Don't know what .plist is, but apparently we don't want to add those as songs. I'll figure out what that means at some point. And then after we've added that shuffled list of songs, we show the main screen, which is another interesting thing I'll get to at some point. And then play the next song. So shuffle, look up the... looks like it's working. Next cool thing, there's this keys CPP, which is where key bindings are. There's no preferences screen right now, so the key bindings are not alterable unless you recompile the program. That kind of sucks. Maybe it's a future project. Anyway, Control G, favorite shuffle. And then down here, I don't quite remember why I did this, but I had to do it to get it to work. I'm gonna have to play with that some more. And then we see the random number generator. Okay, one more tweak I might do. How about we just do the string conversion right here and clean up function call, because there's far too many parentheses there for my liking. And you know what I'm gonna do, I think, is I will Google C-lang format while this is compiling again. Alright, so it looks like a pretty clean commit, except for that one little thing I did, the purpose of which I can't remember. Bugging me now. I did it earlier in the evening when I was trying to get the program to compile, and I can't remember why I did it. And I'm sure when I submit this to the original author, they're going to take a look at it and say, why'd you do this? Huh. That's song info. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. Let's build it again. I've got it all in a commit. Let's build it up, build it again. Hopefully I didn't break anything. Oop. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. This is another weird thing. The source code is in a different directory from the build, which was as suggested in the README for the project, and it worked. Also, just FYI, random shuffles deprecated. Oh, awesome. Okay, well I can look. That will be another thing I should look for then. How do you shuffle an array then? So while it's building in the background, C-lang format, okay, that's a thing I'll have to look at. Vector shuffle. This is where I start running into random Stack Overflow discussions. Oh, you know what? This is where I found random shuffle earlier tonight. A standard shuffle? Well, let's look at that. It's always fun to play with things you don't know a whole lot about when I end up spending all day hacking on JavaScript that I know way too much about. How to shuffle a vector? Yeah, I think that's where I picked that up from. And I think I am really asking a lot from my computer right now while I'm compiling and playing music and all this fun stuff. Good shuffle. Okay. Looks like it takes pretty much the same parameters as I'm giving it now. So what is an Erb. Reference. Hopefully it's optional and I don't need it. Class. Erb. I don't need a... Oh. Maybe there's another... an example. Requires the random device passed to it. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll have to figure out where to get that random device. That sounds familiar. Yeah, it's a bit more work. Well, probably also worth doing right. Although I may end up just punting on that for a minute. Well, doesn't link to that, but let's flail randomly at Google. Because that's always fun. Ah. Well, thanks for also Google searching. Yeah, I wonder if I can do that up in the program initialization and pass that around. Oh, alright. Toast is ready. Looks like I did not break the program. I'm gonna pause Sid play. Shuffle favorites again. Hey, look, it works. Shuffling. Did I break it? No, I didn't break it. Cool. Oh, nice. That's using the deprecated function, but it works. But the... No extra... Oh, okay. Yeah, I should probably read C++ specs myself and actually get refreshed on it. I usually mostly do web dev. I've just been starting to get sucked into Rust. I'll probably start doing some more and more C++ soon because I might start touching code inside the guts of Firefox. And that's kind of a weird Venn diagram of JavaScript, Rust, and C++. Action Biker. That's a fun game. Okay, so... a little more Google searching. So, standard random device. Everything I've ever wanted to know. I don't know that I actually want to read that right now. Oh, maybe this is an example. Maybe I do want to read that, I don't know. I start getting pretty good at doing Google searches and just kind of like briefly letting my eyes glaze over as I look at a page real quick and snag on some code. I guess that's the standard Stack Overflow way of programming. A vector in place back. Yeah, okay, I already know about that. Come back to that later. Oh no, Action Biker is over already. Thought I had longer on that song. What else we got? Food Feud. Guess we can play that for a while. I don't remember this game. Shuffle. Oh. An example? No. This is an example. Oh hey, what do you know? Why don't I just do You know what, I don't, this might end up being wasteful, but I kind of don't care. Let's try it and just see if it works. No tabs there, okay. Maybe that. Well, first, let's see if it compiles. That's actually something that's been fun for when I was learning Rust, which I'll probably be doing again soonish on stream. Rust's compiler is really good at telling you what you did wrong and suggesting what to do right. Do I need to import that? The other thing could be that this is not a super up-to-date version of C++ that this project has been built from. You know what? For the hell of it, I'm gonna leave the working code as is. I'll actually come back to that. Let's do this. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know what my min spec is either. I just kind of grabbed this and I've started randomly prodding at it, and I've been surprised at how much I've been managing to make it do. Let's try that. But thanks for letting me know about the deprecation and the other way to shuffle, because that's another thing I get to look at. I mean that fully non-sarcastically. Oh, okay, it's a pretty clean commit. I think I'm just going to commit it so I've got the work down. Ba-ba. It's Schiffle? No. Now, what's interesting is that, clear all this stuff out for now. Don't need to know all that right now, but it'll stick in my brain and I'll look it up later. So there was a person who already had a commit that did all this, but it didn't work for me. So we'll see, after banging my head against this. Yeah, see, this original commit that purported to do this was from back in 2016. Yeah, so that's where I got the thing that didn't work. So they were they weren't actually shuffling either. So this was the original code that I picked up on, and they were trying to get the playlist by just using this playlist name, which just contains the word favorites, and they weren't shuffling. So in my code that I have now, I do quite a bit more, annoyingly. So I construct this path, then I get the playlist, then I shuffle it, and then I recycle the current playing queue. So I will think about submitting that to upstream. How do I do this? I'm going to do that right now, actually. Then it's off my machine. I haven't been working in a feature branch. I've just been working on this like dev catch-all branch. So I'm going to probably cherry pick it to a branch based off master. That'll be fun. Let's see. Let's do this real quick. So my commit is right here. Copy it. Switch back to master branch. Did anything change? Probably not, because this guy hasn't been working on it in a while. Do a new branch. Let's cherry pick that commit I was just working on. It merges in cleanly, which is cool. Now, I wonder I have an issue open for this? No issue open for that. Nope. Favorites playlist broken. You know, actually, I wonder if this is the issue I just inadvertently fixed with my own code. Okay, let's put a pin in that for a second. Okay. Let's push that up to GitHub. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. I usually have my repo named LM Orchard, but I guess this time I named it Origin. Yeah, that's going to confuse me. Just by habit. Probably should just copy and paste this, but I've got that issue URL in my clipboard. I don't want to lose it. There we go. But oh, you know what? I haven't set this shell up with SSH and all that. Let's go. Usually don't do this. I don't use this a lot, but I'm gonna jump into. I'm gonna jump into GitHub Desktop, which I haven't used a whole lot on Windows. That's kind of a neat app, though. But I know at least it can push, I think. Alright, well, let's do that. Let's publish this branch. Pushing to origin, hang on. Resolving deltas, yada yada. Okay, I pushed. Back to the browser. Actually, no, I don't want to lose this. Comes up, compare, new pull request. Actually, where was the original code? Pull request, the original one is from 2016. Number 43. Just took a look at pull request 43 from back in 2016. Is that right? Back in 2016, yeah. Not sure I've got the playlist lookup right, but it seems to work. Additionally, I think I may have kind of fixed number 60. And then, but my C++ foo is not very strong, so I'm not sure that was the correct fix. Wait, you know what? Actually, no, I don't think that's what that fixed. Never mind. Yeah, let's just submit it. And we'll see what the dude says. Gets back to me. So that's actually 2 pull requests from me on this repository tonight. I hope I don't get annoying. The other one was a quick little couple of tweaks to the README for the Windows build for things that I ran into while I was trying to get it to build. So, if you yourself would like to build this on Windows, you might want to take a look at this README. Although, really the only reason I'm using Windows for this right now is because it's on my game machine. Okay, cool. So, let's call that case closed for now. I'm going to go back to my dev branch. Right, so the next thing I want to do, shuffle works. Now I want to write out a text file when a new song starts. And the reason I want to do that, actually that's a pretty cool song. What else we got? There we go, let's do it. So I want to write a file to disk when a song starts, and the reason I want to do that is so that then I can have some other tools watch for that file, and then what they'll do is either display that in a ticker at the bottom of the screen, which I probably don't need because Chipmachine is going to be over in that corner. I don't even know if I'm pointing in the right direction. Anyway, Chipmachine will be in the corner, but if you do !song in the chat, Nightbot, I want to be able to throw that now playing text file at a URL somewhere maybe, so that then you can say, hey, what song is this? And the bot can tell you what song it is. Redundant, but it's kind of a make work thing. I'm trying to dig into this thing some more, and that seems like another itch I can scratch. Let's see, I'm at about 90 minutes streaming here. I'm probably good for another half hour before I turn into a pumpkin. Okay, let's dive back in. So we got a clean checkout right now. Oh, wait, what happened? Line endings, right? Windows. Let's just do this. Now we're clean. Okay. I know I didn't lose any code because I already uploaded it into a pull request, so that's the best way to get your work backed up, is to give it to someone else. Okay. So, I think my plan of attack now is I want to find the code that runs every time a song starts. Chipmachine CPP seems like a good way to start. And optionally, actually what would be kind of cool, this music player embeds a Lua scripting engine. So just writing a text file from C++ is one thing, but what I might also want to do is call a Lua script every time a song starts. And then Lua could write the text file. Lua could do all kinds of things. It might be easier to customize that kind of stuff in Lua. So, yeah. So I think maybe I'll call that for bonus points. First, I figure out what gets called every time a song starts. I write a text file. Then if I do that and I haven't fallen asleep on stream, I'll look at calling a Lua script from there. Alright, let's dive in. So this is, well, I mean the main entry point is main.cp. But I doubt that it's where the song plays. I'm pretty sure this is where, yeah, this is where it sets up command line option. This is where, huh. There's some interesting stuff in here I'm gonna have to chase out later, but okay. So yeah, yada yada yada, it sets up an interface. This thing also is interesting, it has a telnet interface that I haven't played with yet. Supposedly it'll start listening on a socket and you can send it commands to search for music and play a next song, all that kind of stuff. I haven't gotten it to work yet. So okay, back to Chipmachine, because I think Chipmachine, yada yada. Set the graphs thing, Chipmachine, yeah, here we go. So, text mode only? Yeah. So down here is where it will call, I think that's what I'm reading, right? Chipmachine app. Nope. Just kind of randomly flailing at method names and things. Next song. No. What do I want to hear? Let's play some Tarzan. I guess this is alright for now. Yeah, no, something more epic. Have some Zoids. Okay. Chipmachine.h. I don't think this is where I want to be. Chipmachine.cpp. Render song. So that... I need a better IDE for this, I think. Not right now, though. I'm not going to look up a better IDE right now. Vim is fine. Okay, Chipmachine Constructor. This is where some things start up. Lua starts up. I understand a tiny bit about the Lua embedding. Like, for instance, I think this is exposing a function to Lua scripts. And here it loads up the Lua, the netlua file. And I don't know what all these are, but I'm pretty sure this is where I would put an on-song play hook if I wanted one. And so I think script file, I could Google it, but I'm going to assume script file loads this up into the current Lua environment that this program's working with. So that's where that, and then I loaded some fonts, some stuff with, I don't know what remote lists are. I'm guessing, I've seen references to remote lists scattered throughout the program. I haven't seen mention of it anywhere, but I'm wondering if this thing supports like a shared playlist server. Yeah, I'll get back to that. And here's some stuff setting up the GUI. Init Lua. Don't know what that is exactly. Let's see. Init Chipmachine init Lua set var. Oh, so that's giving a posing a function, I think. I'll keep poking at that. Let's go back to where I was. Layout screen. So this is all setting up the GUI. Player, that audio callback. I don't think that's what I want. I think that is actually involved in playing the audio. Okay, here's where the music database is initialized. I've already seen this. This is some more GUI stuff. This is where it sets up that handy dandy command list. Okay, so this isn't really helping me yet. No. It was just actually one of my commands. The command I just wrote. Player, play, song. There's a music player. And one of the things I did in player favorite shuffle is I say player clear songs, player add song, player next song. Maybe music player is responsible for playing music. And I don't need to know how it gets initialized yet. Oops, that is not how that's spelled. Deal with music player state, okay. Cool. I'm not gonna do that right now. Oh, maybe that's not a to-do. Maybe that is the actual comment I'm looking for. Okay. Oh, awesome. So this method is Chipmachine update. Update next field, update. Oh, who calls update and why? Chipmachine update. I'm guessing there's... If this is at all, like, game code... Yeah... If this is at all like game code, I'm gonna guess that there's like a draw and an update loop. Yeah, there's a render loop. Yeah, so there's an update, which is where we update all our state, and then there's probably a render. Yeah, there's Chipmachine render. So this thing is a little bit built like a game. You've got the update stage that like updates all the state and puts everything just so, calculates physics, yada yada, and then render is just involved drawing to the screen. What else we got here? Yeah. Oh, now I've just been talking for a few minutes with mute on. Sorry about that. That's been entirely boring. Anyway, wow, that may have actually been 20 minutes or so. Sorry about that. I think I muted the last time I took a drink. Unmuted now. Anyway, what I may have been saying while I was muted is I've been looking for the place to hook into when a new song starts. And I think I might have found it. So, music's starting. That's one place it comes out, but then there's play file. Yes, I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully I don't. I really need to do a push to talk button rather than a mute toggle. Anyway, play file. This seems to be the headquarters of starting to play file. Update playing info seems to be what gets all the info. Because so right here, I'm seeing lots of tasty stuff here that is what I would want to throw into a text file. So, where does this go? playing info like a... Oh, okay, so playing info kind of looks like a... I don't know if you'd call it a global... Dude, I need a new song. How about state of the art? What I think it's going to be. Oh, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. What about Spaceball? Yeah. Do this. A little Amiga demo music. That's a remix. I don't trust remixes of this stuff. Want the original. Spaceballs, 9 fingers? Start. Try that. YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube links are working on this right now. What else can I pull in? What else have I been playing lately? Cannon fodder? There's also a lot of remixes of things. What's that? Oh, I crashed it. Oh well. Well, that's interesting that I crashed it. I wonder how I crashed it. Unknown format code D for printer. Well, I don't think that's my bug. If I run into it again, maybe I'll have to end up chasing it down. Let's find some more music. Oh, this sounds clever. Let's leave that on. Okay. What have I exchanged so far? Okay, I got those log messages. I don't need them in play file anymore, I don't think. I took them out. Oh, I didn't save my work yet. Okay. Okay. So, after updating play info, so we updated some info there. Let's just throw a few things in there. 5 things, I don't know. Playing info title? Playing info composer? Playing info format? See, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, playing info. You know what? I'm not gonna put all in there. Let's say I want to grab the title, composer, and format. Let's make this our build command. And go. So one of the next things I guess I'll try to find out is how to write a text file. I've already seen some example code for that. This is where playlist is. Playlist constructor. No, it's in the H file. It's in the header file. Yeah, so I myself do not remember how to write to a file, but I know things that write to files in this program, so I can follow suit. And it looks like here's a save method for a playlist. And it looks like rather than using what I would imagine would be C++ standard library, this app1, Apone, is a utility library that ships along with Chipmachine. I don't know what all is in there, but apparently this is one of the things. So That's weird. It creates the file, never closes it. That seems like a maybe it just garbage collects. I don't know. Okay. But now that the soup's on, I'm gonna check what happens when I start a song. The SID player, you can stop for now. How about Stardust? Wow, there's a lot of those. Yeah, let's do Commodore 64. I want an Amiga mod. Even being picky. Walker. No? Another good one. Never mind. Try Mule? How about... Really? You don't know Mule? I'm sure it's in the database. Emulative. I guess I can just pick any of these. Intro. There's a lot of interesting stuff on here. How about Red Sector? Let's do that. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna favorite that. Okay. There's a lot of interesting stuff down here in the log. It's on me fumbling through searches. Yada yada yada. This is where it actually downloaded it on demand from an FTP site, which is pretty cool. Awesome, so here is my log message. Updated info, red sector theme, protractor. What all did I ask for? You know, I probably should have put some delimiters in there. But I'm starting to get punch drunk. I think I'm probably good for another 20 minutes of streaming or so, then I'm gonna have to call it a night. But I have made more progress than I expected. So what I want to do next, so it looks like I did indeed only get one and only call to this particular point of the code when starting a song. So that strikes me as a good place to hook in and extract and kind of ship this info to the outside world. I might investigate some more just because, like, maybe there's a higher level place for me to do this, like in Chipmachine CPP, because it seems like a weird thing if... Well, I mean, this is dealing with files. I don't know, I'm a little concerned to stick my hook in the wrong spot, basically. The other thing, too, is I can stick it in the wrong spot and then play with it for a bit and discover it's the wrong spot. Like, I do want to figure out when does Chipmachine update get called? When does player state change to say play started? Because I think it's in music player. Play started. Get state. Not in here? Really? What is the player then? Is it maybe in the header? No? Huh, interesting. Music player list. Interesting. So, actually, what's a music player and what's a music player list? Can there be multiple music players? That doesn't make sense, I don't think. In my kind of mental model of the app. Maybe I will learn something different. Music player list. Oh, okay. Okay. So, music player, I imagine, is the thing playing the current song. Music player list is the song queue. Yes, I think so. Yeah, because here we have our add song, our play song, our clear song, our next song. Okay, the music player list is the song queue. And when we do get state in Chipmachine CPP, it is finding the state of the music playing queue. Yes, okay. It says music player list right here. Okay, I could have probably figured that out had I stared at it longer. Okay, so... Oh, that's interesting. So... okay. One thing I was worried about is, say, if Chipmachine update gets called 60 times a second. Say it's like a video game and we want to get 60 FPS. We're going to call update and render 60 times a second. I didn't want to start spewing out now playing updates 60 times a second. But it looks like when Chipmachine calls player getState, so Chipmachine's looking for play started. GetState will set its own state to playing, thus clearing the play started state, which then makes it a one-shot for every song that gets played. Cool. Here's another interesting feature. This song is over, or it's looping now. I would like to composer shuffle. I want more things from format. What can we get? I don't think I've heard this one before. Hit or miss some of these. And of course, Amiga mods take a little longer to download, whereas Commodore 64 chiptunes are like very, very quick. And I don't even think it's necessarily my bandwidth so much as the archives that are serving up these mods are resource constrained. Another thing I maybe look at. Okay, so maybe I want to stick this hook up in Chipmachine CPP. Player.getInfo. What does getInfo give us? Let's try getInfo. What if I don't give it an index? Is there a default? I mean, not another. What is this? So it's calling player.getInfo here, which I thought was the player list. GetInfo wants an index. There's not like optional arguments in C++, is there? Oh! Wow, yes there are. Look at that right there in the header. Okay. So call getInfo with no arguments. You get current info. Which is a song info. What does a song info have in it? not defined in this thingy. Where is song info defined? Well, I'm gonna bust back into my shell. The song info look like? Song info, whoa, that's very popular. Probably because it is the information for a song, which is used everywhere. Song list. Song info. Could that be it? Chip interface, maybe. Let's clear the decks a little bit. Music database H. Let's just go in there. Chiplib? Chiplib. Where'd you load? Did you load? You didn't load. Database input, I don't think I need this. Song list is in the attic, I'm guessing that's it. Chip interface. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's for an external, like exporting the code externally. Chipmachine. Song info fields. Get rid of you. It is quiet, too quiet. Hey, crazy comments. Okay, song info fields. No, that's for the GUI. It's a pretty cool song. Is it a struct somewhere? I'll find it eventually. Song info field. Song info current song. Where do you define song info? Music database, maybe? That doesn't seem right. Or does it? Maybe it does actually. Music database. Song info. Icon has. This is all just dealing with song info. Icon has song info. Where is this struct slash thingy? Whip boop. Wait. Songinfo.h. Burp. Burp derp. There we go, there's song info. Song info has a path, a game, a title, composer. Oh, okay, it's the exact thing I was looking at over in Music Player. In my log message that I've spewed around. That was in Music Player. 169. Doesn't need to be there anymore. Does it? Yeah, this doesn't need to be here anymore. So yes. Okay. Delete that. Did I have a... yeah. Have I cleaned up? There was a... I guess there was an extra... play file. Was there an extra carriage return there? Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, whatever. Okay. So, in my bungling around, I have identified the data structure I want, which is song info. I have identified where the system triggers code every time a song starts. And I think this is where I think I do want to do it in the update. So this is pretty high level. Rather than embedding my hook somewhere deep in like the music player class, I can put it at the upper level, like in the main program loop. Because that feels cleaner to me, because then the music player doesn't also weirdly write files. And instead, trying to think of a good way to describe it, but it feels like the responsibility should be higher. So, okay. How about we... this? Now that I found things, I can refer to it there. Oh yeah, I know the other thing I wanted to see. In, I think it was music database. That was in the .h. And I want to find where I wrote a file, or where this program wrote a file, and here it is. So, well, I mean, I've got an example for writing a file right here. It's going to be ugly, but how about we do this? I don't need all this code, but I'm going to massage it into something that I need. How do you define a string? Standard string. Yeah, this is ugly. Can I just define a string literal? Like... This is ugly. This is not what I'm gonna actually try to ship with. Eventually, I'm gonna break this all apart. But it's interesting to start from something dumb. So what do I want to write? I want to write, let's say, the title, the composer, format. And from referring over to the right here, I have title, composer, format. Correct? Correct. Now, it can't be this easy. Maybe I'll be surprised. It's certainly not clean. It's certainly not the way I want to actually do it, but we'll see. What if I do... Badoop. Alright. Ugly code, compile away. Now, I don't know what this actually is. Let's see. Got 5 things to compile. Let's hop on over to my browser. Oh, wait. Errors. I did bad things. Error messages that I entirely do not understand yet. Okay. 595. What do I do in 595? Oh, I see. I think I stole someone else's variable. Let's be very specific. I'm just hacking this in here. That better? Try again. Oh, we've had 8 minutes of crazy comments. Let's go on. Oh, 2 hours and 20 minutes, okay. If this works, I think I will be successfully writing a file. If that works, then I think I may call it in about 10 minutes and take my butt to bed. It is 3:30, or it's 3 a.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. It's a bit longer than I meant to be streaming. But I've actually gotten stuff done, so that's cool. Come on, finish building your thing. And if this works, yeah, I think I will call it, and work a little more tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow too, who knows. And if you do the follow-on tasks of possibly outputting this as JSON, and or pulling out to a Lua function hook. Because it'd be kind of cool if this thing could call a function in a script. That would make it pretty customizable. Like, I could even possibly have that Lua script ping an HTTP function, or HTTP resource, who knows. Okay. Alright, here's a moment of truth. Time for you to hush up. Okay. What song do I want to play now? Do, One Man and Droid. A bird. One man and his droid. That's what I want. Did it break? It broke. Okay, why did it break? Could not open. Users... Oh, that's because that's not my name on this computer. That's what you get when you hardcode a path. For some reason, when I installed Windows on this machine, it didn't name my user LM Orchard. It named it LM Orc. LM Orc. I don't know why. Please build again. Actually, can we make this more robust? Screw it. Not right now. That'll be one of my next steps, is to make the path customizable. I don't know. If I do it in the Lua script, I could do that there. Build faster. Getting sleepy. The good news is, though, at least it does appear that I found a good place to hook in. It crashed immediately on starting to play a song. Crashes can be useful information. What else are we looking at? Oh yeah, I was going to look up, while that's compiling, I was going to look up app 1. What is that? That doesn't help. Oh, I know. I know. It's from the... I got it as a cloned repo from the person who made Chipmachine. He has it. There it is. App 1, Apone. C++ code module. Pwn is a C++ library or collection of code modules to help you write modern portable applications, specifically ones using graphics and audio. Oh, okay. Well, this is indeed a program using graphics and audio. And it looks like soup's done. Okay. So let's get back to our terminal. let's look at the program. How about play me some Droid Hub? Oh, crashed again. Are you sure? Where's desktop? Wrestling with the file name, which should be the least complicated part of it. Really? Now I'm Orc. No H. I hate computers. Because they do exactly what you tell them to do. So really, I hate myself. Okay. One more compilation. Okay, so... Interesting. Oh, this... Well, no. Wow, this had a lot of work put into it. What if it's all this one guy? I don't know who wrote Chipmachine. Jonas Minberg. I don't know who he is. I very much appreciate his work on Chipmachine, though. Very happy that it's open source. It's a very cool audio player. It's the license on it anyways. I probably should have looked at that before I even started poking at it. There's no license. Gotta be a license. Well, I know assume makes an ass out of you and me, but I'm gonna kind of assume what I'm doing with it is okay. I'm not gonna try to sell it. I'm not gonna claim it as my own. I'm gonna use it. I'll contribute code to it. Architecture. In the architecture thing. Oh, this would have been really useful to read first. Alright, soup's on. No, on Mandroid. Droid, I really like this song. Could you finally play it? Huzzah! Alright. The song played, it didn't crash. And writing now playing to my desktop. Sweet. Okay, so what does that file look like? Now playing. Haha! Awesome. So, through my clumsy hacking, I have successfully gotten this audio player to write a now playing text file to my desktop with hastily pipe delimited fields, and I can identify that this is One Man and His Droid by Rob Hubbard. Let's do a composer shuffle. Does it work again? You know, I didn't know that Rob Hubbard did Sega Mega Drive songs. So, now what does now playing say? Now playing says, missing the title. That might be the game. Okay, I'm gonna have to play with that. It's good to kind of poke around with the data because I need to see what the output will actually be. So let's add good to explore this, I guess. Okay, what else can we play? Prometheus. I don't know what that is. Prometheus. Okay. Prometheus. Prometheus. Okay, yeah. Getting punch drunk. My code worked though. What else we got? I remember some other composers that Ben Daglish? That's a playlist. No. What does this sound? I guess this is a cover of New Order's Blue Monday? Okay. Kinda... That's kinda boring. What else we got from Ben Daglish? For him being pretty awesome. Maybe this will turn into a good cover. I haven't heard it before. There's probably someone somewhere screaming at me saying, just leave it on, you fool, it's awesome. Revenge of the Mutant Camels. Or Return of the Mutant Camel. That should be trippy. I think that's one of these llama specials. Not very trippy. Anyway. What else we got? So anyway, this is a neat music player. What is this? Loading it. Anyway, I think I am petering out now. I accomplished basically the two things I meant to on stream tonight. So I think I am about to sign off. Which is funny because it looks like I just got a few more viewers piling in. Thanks everybody who's been watching me. I'm hoping to do this more often. You might maybe see me do some Firefox hacking, you might see me do some web dev. Hopefully this setup has worked. I'm going to review the video when I'm all done. Try to take some notes on what I could do better. And I guess that's all for tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I think, actually, the last thing I'm going to do before I go to bed, of course, is I'm going to push all this to my repo up in GitHub. So if anybody wants to see my work, such as it is, it'll be up there at github.com/lmorchard. That's the name below me, /Chipmachine. And it'll be in the dev lmorchard branch. So, awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.